All right, everybody, welcome to today's show. We have a special guest with us today. We have AznSensation in-house with us tonight to talk about the matchups from past week and look forward to next week's matchups. I'm your host, Jesse.
Lee.
I'm sorry, man. It's like listening to the podcast and actually seeing you do it is like two different things.
What else have to say?
All right, we're going to begin with the Week 4 matchup breakdowns. First one we're going to start with is AznSensation versus Natan. Sensation ended up pulling out the victory pretty easily, 142 over 93, despite only scoring 8 points out of his QBs. He had a big day out of Damian Pierce and Saquon Barkley. Natan had Patrick Mahomes score high for him. He had Jimmy G go for him pretty good, and Brandon Cooks. Those guys pretty solid, but he's keeping CEH on the bench. Lee, what do you think about how Natan's approaching his team?
I think he's looking for a miracle. I don't know what's going on, but last week he sits out a bench. Empty spot on his roster where he could have played CEH, which he didn't. And I think he would have won last week, right? He lost by like a point or something like that.
Yeah, the previous week, he definitely would have. He would have won that one.
And this week also, he might have had a chance if he had some other player that was on his bench up in his roster, but I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know.
Yeah, very, very confusing lineup setup for Natan on this one. Sensation, what do you think? What do you think about your team with your running backs and your quarterback situation there?
I got a new nickname for him now, the Puppet Master, with his dowels.
My dolls are going to carry me all the way to the championship. That's all I got to say. Mark my words.
Well, you did make some moves this past week. You did pick up Kenny Pickett to start in your QB spot. How you feeling about him?
If you guys watched the game, Kenny Pickett, when he came on, he had, 10 for 13, 3 interceptions. All 3 were technically not his fault. This kid took a hit inside the pocket. He threw it. He didn't back up. He got right back up, laughed at the guy, and patted the guy on the back. That shows a lot of poise. In the future, this kid's going to be great, just hopefully sooner rather than later.
All right, well, with that win, that takes Sensation up to 3-1 on the season. Next matchup is the winless Blind Squirrel versus the 1-2 Boobies. Boobies was favored going in this game, and yeah, he waxed the floor with Blind Squirrel. Blind Squirrel just can't seem to find that nut this early in the season. Booby wins 169 over 89 points. Definitely had T. Higgins, Dante Samuel, and the 49ers defense scoring 22 points against Blind Squirrel. It was huge. Derrick Henry did have 27 points. Tom Brady with 25. And the biggest thing that hurt Blind Squirrel was Matt Stafford's pick 6 at the end of the game. We'll explain why here later on in the show. Lee, what do you think about this breakdown?
Well, he had a Kamara in the lineup. From what he said, he stayed up all night trying to listen to see if he's gonna play or not. But he must have fell asleep thinking he was gonna play. But even though he played, I don't know if that would have made any difference. Stafford, I don't know what the deal with him is. Not even 1 point, 0.76. Brady came out, did his thing, but yeah, pretty much his team is Brady and Henry as of now. That's gonna hurt him.
Well, not no more, because Brady is no longer on his roster. I made that trade for him early in the week, giving up Derek Carr, Sutton, Kareem Hunt, basically for Tom Brady and Robert Woods, Bobby Trees. So,
well, he's keeping the streak alive.
Yeah, he's definitely keeping his he's got to change that underwear soon. All right. Next matchup was the 2-1 Joe Mama team versus the 1-2 Big Time Sean. Joe Mama was favored going in this, and he did close the door, coming from behind late in the games to win 141 over 137.
Yeah, Big Sean, he got backdoored. I don't know how he felt. Maybe he liked it. I don't know, but yeah, Joe Mama and his receivers. Yeah, it's kind of scary. Cooper Kupp. He has Cooper Kupp, Mike Evans. They both blew out. Joe Burrow does his thing. I kind of had a question because Chase hasn't really been himself since like week 1, I believe. That offense, there's so many ways to go around passing the ball. I think it might be hit or miss with him. But he got Cooper Kupp. I think that's the only player they have for the Rams. So he's still looking good.
Yeah, he's had some big weeks. Sensation, what is your take on the Joe Mama team going
Joe
forward?
Mama has way too many receivers, man. It's Jamar Chase isn't producing. I have him ranked outside my top 15 by the end of the year. But he also just picked up Mike Evans. He has Cooper Kupp, which is probably going to end up with number 1 wide receiver. Nick Chubb is the number 1 running back so far, point-wise, in our league, in our scoring system, which is... Didn't expect that. His team is looking scary until something happens with the run game with Cleveland. Other than that, he's looking really good right now.
Yeah, Chubb's look really great. I mean, even if you're considering in any format, he would be the league high scoring at running back because he doesn't catch any passes out of that backfield. So him being the leader, and especially in our league, is pretty outstanding. So yeah, I agree with you. He's got a ton of wide receivers. He's just got to count on more consistency out of those running backs. Our next matchup was the 1-2 Fun Bags versus the 2-1 Foggy Toast. Fun Bags was favored. I did actually pick Foggy Toast to win this matchup last week on last week's podcast, but man, that was not the case. Fun Bags takes it down 190 to 107.
Yeah, his running backs all went off this week. Eckler finally woke up, did his thing. Miles Sanders did his thing, and Jamal Williams taking over. Even splitting the ball. I mean, he was doing his thing, but now like it showed like he could be a clear top back.
Yeah, I mean, with just those three players alone, Funbag scored 100 points just with Jamal Williams, Miles Sanders, and Austin Eckler. Huge week for his running backs. Foggy Toast, of course, was led the way by Tyreek Hill. Unfortunately, his next highest scores were Lamar Jackson and Kirk Cousins, and Jackson really didn't do much. 13 points out of him on the week, almost 13 points out of Cousins this week. He just didn't get enough offense, so he falls to 2-2 on the season.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about Foggy Toast's team. His team's pretty strong, but I guess if his key player doesn't, do their thing consistently, it shows that he could be a loser.
Well, it's going to be tough because he's going to rely so much on Lamar Jackson, and the fact with Dalvin Cook having his injury concerns coming up with that shoulder, it could be a rough road for Foggy if these guys start falling down with injuries. All right, the next matchup was the matchup of the week. It was the Vegas in Jefferson We Trust versus the Rooks team, and he was 3-0. Keyword being was.
Yeah, I had to change my name. Can Get Right. That's my new name now. I have one of the number one backs this week on the bench, Sharp Penny. I mean, I don't know. I think everybody would have put him on the bench. I mean, but fuck, man. Oh, sorry.
No, I was very glad you kept him on the bench. Thank you very much for that. Led the way. Justin Jefferson with 32 points really helped spark it off. I heard rumors of jumping up and down and screaming and yelling in that office, watching the game go down.
I don't know what you're talking about. It seems like every week I'm doing that. I don't know what's cutting on this. I don't know, man.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about. It seems like every week I'm doing that, but I don't know who's telling you all this stuff, but I don't know, man. My team was good. I mean, 3-0. They're all equal, like not too high score, but they do their thing every week, like average, certain amount of points. But this week it looks like Geno Smith is the guy. Other than him, I have really anything going on. Patterson got hurt. Jonathan Taylor, I don't know what's wrong with him. I mean, my number one guy, Diggs, didn't really do much. Yeah, I don't know. No answer for all this.
Sensation. Now looking at that lineup, would you put Rashad Penny in that lineup?
Actually, I would have. I would have benched Michael Pittman.
Oh, he's so full of shit.
Pittman definitely hasn't done much this year, and we had high hopes. Me and Lee were both very high on him going into the season. But Rooks falls to 3-1. I improved to 3-1, and man, it feels so good. It feels so good. I've been rubbing it in all week, folks. It has been a good time.
And by the way, Jonathan Taylor is not playing week 5. Yes. There you go, Rooks.
There you go.
All right, who won Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Who won Jonathan Taylor?
Open for trade discussion. All right, injury news for the week coming up is Amon-Ra St. Brown misses practice again today. He's still dealing with that ankle injury. Surprising, Curtis Samuel missed practice today with an illness. Keenan Allen misses practice again. He's still dealing with that hamstring. I think he re-aggravated that one. That can be a concern going forward. Michael Thomas was out in practice. A lot of injuries going around the league. He's still dealing with his ailments. And Rashad Bateman misses practice with a foot injury. So, listen, with the explosive need out of Lamar Jackson, going down to getting low on targets. So we'll see how that goes.
Come on, Mark Andrews. Come on, wake up.
If you couldn't tell, Rooks has Mark Andrews, so he needs a big day out of him. Good news, though, is Chris Godwin's back to practice. It looks like he should be good to go going down the road. Alvin Kamara plans to return this next coming week with rib injuries. But that remains to be seen. But another running back notice, Davis Price for the Niners. He could return this week, so anybody with Jeff Wilson could be looking at a timeshare going forward with that one, so you might want to pay attention to that injury report. Next one is Jalen Waddle with that groin. Still at practice, but we all know how those soft tissue injuries can go. So everybody check your rosters. Make sure you're good to go for your injuries. Natan, we're talking to you.
Nathan, yes. I think we're all thinking the same thing.
We all know who we're talking to. This segment is simply just for you.
And he still don't do it after we tell him.
I know. He still doesn't listen. But we're going to make sure we're not the reason he's, we can't be the excuse he uses, So, players of the week, where Geno Smith at QB, having the highest score of the week at that spot. I still can't believe that. That just Geno Smith.
Geno, we believe, baby.
So, apparently it wasn't Russell Wilson. It was, it wasn't the ingredients Seahawks gave him. It's Russell Wilson apparently just can't cook because Geno Smith looks like he's doing just fine with those ingredients they got in Seattle.
Looks like a superstar.
Next, the running back, high score for running back was Jamal Williams. Huge week, minus DeAndre Swift not being there. And surprising, T. Higgins had a huge week for Cincinnati on that Thursday night game. So those are your players of the week. Manager of the week for week 4 was Funbags. He had the most efficient team. High score going into the next week is Joe Mama at 617, followed by Sensation, your team, at 602.
With my dolls.
Puppet Master.
You think you can catch him?
I'll probably catch him either this week or next week. Probably next week.
Oh, look at it. Oh, Joe Mama, he's calling you out. And, of course, the Toilet Bowl Award for the 4th week in a row goes to Blind Squirrel. Hey, man, we're all rooting for you at this point, buddy.
Man, you blind, man. You blind for sure.
Oh, man, you just can't get any luck on your side.
Well, you have some key players add up this week, so hopefully that'll change some things around in your roster. Just make sure to stay up until they finally say somebody's out or not. I mean, you need any help you can get right now.
And I got some nuts for you at the house when you come over next week, by the way.
He's going to help you find that nut for you there, Blind Squirrel. Guys, we're going to do a new segment. It's called Stop, Drop, and Roll. This is going to be who would you stop playing in your starting lineup and put them on your bench to wait and see? Who would you just outright drop? And who are you going to continue to roll with in your starting lineup? All right, Sensation, I'd start with you. I'm just going to throw out some names. Just tell me what you stop, drop, or roll. I'm going to go with Chase Edmonds. What do you think you're going to do with him?
I would start him. He's getting a little more carries right now. He's still producing, averaging, I think, 9 point something.
Yeah, points per game.
A nice little flex play, touchdown dependent. If he gets a touchdown, he'll get you anywhere from 14 to 16 points. That's pretty solid for being a flex play. But you can't put him out like your main running back. It won't work that way. As a flex play, if you got 2 strong ones, it should be all right.
You hear that, Nathan?
All right, Lee, for you, I got Najee Harris. I personally wanted to ask you this one.
With the new QB, I don't know. I have a feeling the offense is going to be changed up a little bit. It's still hard, though, but it's kind of hard to bench Najee, I think.
So you're just going to roll with him in your starting lineup?
I think I will. I think I would roll with him. Better than Chase Edmonds, I believe.
Spoken like a true Steelers fan, by the way, everybody. Spoken like a true Steelers fan. All right. Gabe Davis. Either one of you guys want to take this? What would you do? Stop, drop, or roll with Gabe Davis?
I'll stop.
Just stop, put him on the bench, see what happens?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of players over there that could get passed around. And Josh Allen by himself, I mean, he gets the carries. Or, most of the time he'll go down the field with Diggs. I think he had that one good week. Other than that, he didn't really do much.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to our Week 5 previews. First, we're going to start it off with the Blind Squirrel versus Natan matchup. Natan is favored in this matchup. Lee, who do you like?
I like Blind Squirrel this week. Rooting for you, buddy. The battle of the stinker. He has some new key players. He got Derek Carr in the lineup now. Sutton in there. So if Derrick Henry does good, I think Matt Stafford will do his thing this week. Last week, he had like .76 or something like that. Playing against Dallas, I think they're going to go wild. Derek Carr Monday night primetime game. They have to win. I mean, they're 1-3 now.
Yeah, they definitely got it. They got to keep pace in that division.
Yeah, they got a lot of key players over there, so I think they'll do all right. Hopefully, Keenan Allen comes back. That will help them a lot. The reason I'm going with Blind Squirrel is because Nathan, I don't know, man. I don't even know if you're checking your lineup. We talk about it every week, but you still don't listen. I don't know.
I think he listens to the podcast like on Tuesdays.
Oh, after the facts. Okay. Well, Blind Squirrel is the dog this week. Not by much. I don't know. He might pull it through this week.
Sensation, what do you think? Which one do you like in this one?
It's all going to depend on Blind Squirrel and Kamara. If Kamara gets him roughly 15 points, he'll win. If Kamara does not get him 15 points, he is going to lose. That's the way I see that matchup.
I think the biggest thing with him is, listen, I don't like Stafford this week. Yeah, it's playing Dallas, but their pass rush is really, really good. I mean, you look at last week when they played the Niners, the problem with that is that offensive line. Stafford is a statue. If he can't sit in that pocket and throw that ball, I'm not a big fan. And that's my big concern. Because on the opposite side, you got Mahomes going for Natan. Now his lineup needs to be cleaned up because he's got some decent players on the bench. The problem is with him is just he's playing the wrong guys. Like, he's still got Edmonds in there. Listen, you're sitting there with Melvin Gordon, who's playing tonight, and you still have CEH on the bench. Yeah, I get it. CEH's workload hasn't been great, but his proficiency has been through the roof. I mean, he's scoring, and they're actually throwing him the football now. So that definitely does concern me. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go with Natan in this matchup. Sorry there, Blind Squirrel. I think you guys are just going to battle it out for that toilet bowl award. All right, the next matchup we're going to talk about is the Joe Mama versus Foggy Toast. Joe Mama is favored in this matchup. Lee, who you got?
I'm going to go against Joe Mama. I'm going to bring down the rain right there. He does have a crazy, scary lineup, but if it keeps on winning, man, we all in trouble, guys. We got to root against him. Forget about Cooper Kupp.
So you're going with the will over mine, or you're just will him to lose?
Yes. This is fantasy football, man. we got to root against the person that's doing good. You know what I mean? I'm going to go tell Q to lock him up.
Oh, man. Yeah, we might need some inside help on that one because his matchups are phenomenal this week. I mean, he's got Burrow and Tannehill, both weak matchups. Passing should be heavy. Chubb's going against the Chargers. Robinson against Houston. That might be a little tougher, but, I mean, he picked up Evans. If Godwin is still trying to recover and Julio Jones is not 100%, you already know where Tom Brady's going to throw that football. He's going to go, oh, thank heavens for Evans, because he's just going to chuck that ball up to him. I do like those matchups. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think Joe Mama wins this. Sensation, what you think? What are you liking?
I think Joe Mama's going to blow Foggy Toast up.
Yeah,
just nice and simple. Nick Chubb is still number one running back. James Robinson is basically taking over the backfield over there. Jamar Chase and Burrow, he has a nice combo. Plus, they're playing against Baltimore, and it should be a high-scoring affair, in my opinion. If Jamar Chase does his thing this week, easy win. If he does not, then that will prove my point. Jamar Chase outside the top 15 of the year.
Yeah, it's a big week because he has had some down weeks, and the volume hasn't been, especially since the first week as we watched him play Pittsburgh. That volume was through the roof. Now the volume is kind of settled, and you're kind of seeing it even out. The problem there is you got so many weapons in Cincinnati. I mean, you only got one ball to spread around.
Yeah, every week is a different receiver scoring high over there. So I don't know. Come on, poke high.
Yeah. Remember, T. Higgins he missed practice, or limited. He was limited in practice, so just keep a close eye on that because if he's not 100%, I mean, Chase's targets could go up. All right, now it's Sensation's matchup against Boobies. And him and Babu will have the card game of the week discussion on whoever wins this matchup. All right, Sensation, what do you like your chances here?
My running back should be able to carry me. He got some scary receivers. T. Higgins went off last week. Allen Lazard should be the number one receiver over there right now. Every week, his volume's increasing. He's doing better, and he's a big boy. The jump balls and everything should go to him. Amari Cooper, I actually dropped him. I don't like him. It's a run-heavy script. They get up. Amari Cooper's going to get you 3 points, and he's done. He has Najee Harris with the new quarterback, which I picked up. I think that's going to be interesting. No one's going to know what's happening there, but he also picked up Teddy Bridgewater for a little streamer because Tua is out. But whoever wins this game is going to have a nice dinner because the loser is going to be taking out 9 people total.
Oh, we invited too, right?
Just in case you guys did not know, every week if you play Kevin, you're playing for dinner.
That's right.
So just be aware. That's coming up. Lee, what do you think about the matchup?
I like Kevin's lineup.
What, no will to lose on this one? What, just because he's sitting next to you?
No.
But we need him to lose, Lee.
I know, but man, his running backs. I mean, those dolls, man, they're doing their thing. I like Kenny Pickett this week. I think he might be the sleeper of the week. And Trey Lawrence, he's not so bad, and they're playing against Houston this week. So
Pittsburgh fan. Pittsburgh fan. Just that's all I'm gonna say. Did you just really say Kenny Pickett?
Yes, trust me, man. He's gonna be a sleeper this week.
I agree.
You guys gotta watch.
Oh man! All right, yeah. I mean, I do like I like Sensations matchups. I like the acquisition he got when he got Kelsey and Olave. Two good moves there. I think that's going to be he'll get those bonus points with Olave going down deep down the field, especially if Winston gets back in the lineup. We all know Jameis loves to throw it deep, so that'll be a good target share for the deep balls. I don't like Booby's matchups this week. I just don't. Breece Hall. I mean, that Zach Wilson led offense. I'm not excited about it. Like I said last week, I mean, I think the guy's, number 2. So, but he does have Herbert. Herbert's he's battling it out. I don't know how much that cartilage fracture is really affecting him. It seemed to be okay last week. I don't think he had really any trouble, but there really wasn't much of a pass rush last week. So, curious to see if he does get some pressure, if he holds in there. Right now, he does have Lazard in the lineup. Lazard was limited in practice with an ankle injury, so you might want to keep an eye on that one and see where that goes. But yeah, I think Sensation holds here and wins the game. Unfortunately, but yeah, we'll get there. Next matchup, listen, it's Rooks. It's your team versus Big Time Sean, and you're the dog, bro.
I like to be the dog.
Oh Lord,
come on now, root for the dogs every time, man. Geno Smith, we believe.
Are you going with Q's version of Scooby Doo?
Yeah.
Who let the dogs out?
So this week I have 2 new running backs in my lineup, Mostert and Herbert. Herbert I got from a trade from Foggy Toast. Give up Darren Waller. I needed a back. My backs, they're hurt. I don't know if I wanted to start Penny. I don't know if that was a fluke that he did last week. If he does good again, I mean, he's out for trades.
Remember, listen, if like we said, we talked about this. If you're playing against Detroit, start every player playing against them. If you have anybody on Detroit, play them every week.
I just need a big game out of the Colts. Matt Ryan and Michael Pittman. What a big disappointment this year, but this week might be the week. I don't know. I'm praying for it every week.
Yeah, you got that game tonight, so yeah, you're definitely rooting for a high-scoring affair, and unfortunately, I think that over/under on that game is only like 42 points. So that could be a tough one for you to swallow there.
Yeah, going against Josh Allen, Aaron Jones, he has Mike Williams. But I don't know. I like my chances. Still trying to get Josh Allen from him. He won't give up Josh Allen for anything.
Oh, he's definitely not going to give it to you this week.
Yeah, because I believe that's probably his whole team. He looked good on paper. He hasn't been doing good. His 1-3, so.
Yeah, his QBs are definitely, both of them are in the top 10. I mean, Jared Goff's, I believe, number 5 QB on the season. He's actually had a big year, so.
Yeah, so I'll go with my team this week. Sean, I remember before the season started, you said I had the worst draft, but I'm 3-1, baby. Come on, get it.
And yes, big time Sean has dropped 2 in a row to fall to 1-3. So currently sitting outside the playoffs. So hey man, time to man up, buddy. Let's see what you got for this week. Does have Gabe Davis going. We were talking about that. Kind of been the outside guy looking in. He had a big week 1, but ever since then his volume's fallen off. He did put J.K. Dobbins in the lineup this week, and Jeff Wilson. Where was that last week, dude? You could have beat Joe Mama with that. All right, well, I like big time Sean, just because of the matchups. I just like the matchups. I think you're going to be all right. I think Josh Allen and Jared Goff both have decent days, throwing the ball a lot. Allen's going to get his points. I just don't think you're going to get that same performance out of Geno Smith, dude.
In Geno we trust. Come on, baby.
Oh, Lord. It's the first time anybody's ever said those words. So the next matchup is my In Jefferson We Trust team versus Funbags. Funbags, of course, had that huge explosion from his team last week. Can we expect the same this week there?
I believe we can. Look, he started off the season losing, 3 games or 2 games, right? Players that he has, I mean, they're finally coming along, and that's what we've been saying too, especially like Eckler. Like, if he shines, I mean, he'll get his points, which he has. Devontae Adams, it's going to be a prime time. I think that's going to be a good game against KC. And Miles Sanders against Arizona, I think that's another good matchup. And Williams in Detroit, like we talked about earlier. Anybody from that team is going to score. So, yeah, I like his team. You have a new QB on your lineup, Tom Brady. I mean, if he can do what he did,
I'm counting that team getting healthy and Brady getting back to his form.
As long as you got Mike Evans, no problem, I don't think.
All right, Sensation, what do you think about it? I'll let you guys break this matchup down. I'll stay out of this.
This, to me, is easily going to be Vegas natives going to take it and win. Jesse's going to take this win. Kyle Murray, they start off slow. He makes a little bit of a comeback. He's going to get you 14 points. Aaron Rodgers is playing the Giants in London. That game should be a fairly low-scoring affair. They're going to win by defense and the run game. Just that simple. He had to pick up the backup, Nyheim Hines. He's starting him along with Eckler. Judging by this, Jamal Williams is not going to have the same type of game. This game is going to be fairly maybe in the 40, 45. It's not going to be a college basketball game scoring. There's no way. The quarterbacks for Vegas is going to take over. He's going to easily win this matchup by more than 10 points. That's my call. Again.
All right, guys. So, yeah, that's it. That'll conclude the Week 5 previews. Listen, so what are you guys thinking about the league so far? We're 5 weeks in. Who do you guys really like as far as which team do you favor to win it all, besides your own team?
Oh, man, I hate to say it, but Joe Mama, man, his team's scary. I think his team is pretty scary. Those receivers, I mean, he has, like, the top 5 receivers, like 3-4 of them in the top 5. They're probably going to score top 5 points in that position. I mean, to have like 3-4 of them in the lineup, and then he got the number 1 back, Nick Chubbs. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, I think Nick Chubb has been huge this year. Cooper Kupp apparently is the entire offense because Stafford doesn't look to throw to anybody else. I mean, yeah, if he needs to dump it off because he's getting a pass rush, Higbee is his like outlet. That's just it's like break glass of emergency use. He's just dumping the ball to Higbee just because he's got to get rid of it. So yeah, I mean, he's strong. I don't know who I like the most. I think I like Sensation's team. If those dolls don't break and they hold steady, which they have through the first quarter of the season, I like the upside he's got at some of his receivers. I like Olave. He's got Kelsey there.
Yeah, good trade. I mean, he really came through with the trades, made his team stronger, I believe.
I think the hardest part with him is the quarterback play. Can Trevor Lawrence keep up, playing against decent offense? Because, the first few weeks he didn't play tough defenses. And now he's going with Kenny Pickett. He's got Tua, but who knows when Tua will be ready. That's going to be the hardest. There is no time frame on when they're going to bring Tua back. What's that offense going to look like without him? It's going to be tough. Playing with Kenny Pickett, you got the rookie. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to throw some picks.
Sleeper.
Pick six. That's all I'm going to say.
Sleeper.
Plenty of pick sixes. There's the hopeful right there. Steeler hopeful in the house. Sensation, who do you like the most, man?
I had 4 teams. I was just thinking about this last night. I can't say myself, but myself. In Jefferson we trust. Joe Mama, Polk High Prodigies. Is it Prodigies? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
I believe us 4, if we all remain healthy, should make it to the Final 4. Sorry, Lee.
It's all right, man. I'll prove you wrong. I told you I like to be the dog here.
Q, you can go ahead and cue up that song every time Lee walks in the office for it, all right? Was it the Scooby-Doo theme song, you think? All right, we're going to do our just $1 segment. Last week I took it down with the trio of Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, and Mike Evans, scoring a total of 77 points. Lee went with Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, and Justin Jefferson. That got him a total of 66. We are now tied at 1-1. How you feel about that, Lee?
Oh, man, if Jackson did his thing, I don't know what happened last week. He scored like less than 20 points.
Yeah, we went with the quarterback matchup in that one. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what done it. You know what I mean? My running back and receivers, yeah, they were the top dogs right there.
Should have just took Geno Smith.
In Geno we trust.
In Geno we trust.
In Geno we trust.
So that brings to this week. Geno's gonna be my QB for this week.
Yeah, so this week you're going with Geno Smith, Saquon Barkley, and Cooper Kupp. What do you think?
Geno we trust.
Oh Jesus, this is just getting sad. You just need somebody to root for in your team. You're really just being hopeful with this.
Yeah, because that's my top scoring guy in my team.
All right, and I'm going with Jalen Hurts, Nick Chubb, and Stephon Diggs. I think the matchups are there. I think Jalen's going to have a big week. He's been huge this week. He had that rain game last week, so unfortunately most of it was done on the ground. Nick Chubb, hey, he's just steady. That guy has just been solid. The game script never really gets away. Jacoby Brissett manages that game very well for that offense, what they want to do is run the ball. And then, Stephon Diggs. He's got to have a bounce-back week. I'm sure he's embarrassed after that, 2-point performance he put up last week?
Yeah.
So I think he's due for a huge bounce back.
Oh man, I don't know who to root for in that game.
Sensation, what do you think? Who do you like? Who do you like in those picks?
Not Geno Smith.
You guys don't have to hate.
Oh man, you're putting too much faith in Geno Smith. But all right, guys, listen, I'll do it for this week. Listen, it was great to have Sensation in house for the show. Really loved having him. Listen, you guys ever want to join the show, let us know. It'd be great to have you on with us. We'll get this done. All right, so listen, make sure to set your lineups. Thursday night game tonight. Natan, make sure you set a lineup. We always going to remind you. And listen, good luck this week. All right?
We out.
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith we trust. Later, guys. Have a good one.
All right.